Local host site, successtrainingonline.net. For info, call 479-5771 or 743-6343.
All right, folks, we are back. The time now is 28 minutes before 11 a.m. And in studio with us to talk about what you just heard, that ad talking about the Live2Lead Live Global Simulcast. We have in studio with us Dr. Joseph Abraham, who is an entrepreneur, business owner, and philanthropist. He is the CEO and principal consultant of Success Training Systems Limited, and also describes himself as a lifelong student of leadership growth and organizational development. Good morning, Joseph, and wonderful to have you here with us this morning.
Good morning, Ardeen. It's so great to be on your program today. I'm very, very excited to be in the studio. The last time I was here, the studio just lit up because we had such a great interview. And, it's just great to be back at i95.5.
Fantastic. So tell us what we can expect. And I know this is not the first venture of this kind for you, given your background, etc. I know that, we hear that John C. Maxwell will feature very prominently in this summit that you've organized, that you're a key part of. Tell us what is in store on that day.
That's fantastic. We've been hosting the Live2Lead now. Live2Lead is a live global simulcast broadcasted from Atlanta. The John Maxwell organization has been putting on this for several years now. So it's many host sites around the world. I am the co-license holder for this host site in Trinidad and Tobago, and we've been doing this 6 years now, and we've really been having some great sessions. It's an all-day event, one day at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom in the city of Port of Spain, and that's happening on the 7th of October, 2022. So it's a really great time. It's a leadership training day for growth-minded individuals. And companies. We have a lot of companies are booking tables because that's the idea. Bring your leadership team, bring your management team, or if you're in a non-profit, bring the board of trustees, bring your key stakeholders in your enterprise to the table. And they're also family businesses, and I encourage families because there's a concept of intergenerational living that I promote, and there's a lot of people in family businesses, and so I encourage the family. The main people that are the drivers of the family business to be at the table.
So You're really targeting people in business and at organizational levels in every field, every sector to attend something like this. You think there's a morsel here or more for everybody?
It's for everybody. We have three levels of attendees. We have corporate group packages, we have individual attendees, and then student sponsorship packages. So we're trying to align sponsorship for students. That's tertiary level education students, and we always do it every year because we want to invest in the next generation. That's a big goal of Success Training Systems. We must be always investing in the next generation. I think about myself. If I was a youth, what would my life have been like in those early years if someone took me to a place like the Hyatt Regency Ballroom and gave me a seat at the table, and I can see and hear from people like John C. Maxwell. I mean, that will be just so phenomenal.
And you think, and I suppose that's what many people do, right? They sort of attempt to create a space that did not exist when they were coming up.
That's correct.
And is there a special appeal to small businesses as well?
Of course, because you see, the individual entrepreneurs, you see, it's a different journey if you're a solopreneur, a small business owner, than if you're corporate. Corporate, you have a team. They tend to have deeper pockets, tend to have more resources. Some of them are international companies. But the small businessman, he's really taking a big beating, especially in a COVID-19 environment. It's just so much. And this is where now you need to reach for help. And one of the, John Maxwell, my mentor, one of my favorite quotes from him is that growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow gets better. So that means you have to be investing in your growth. A small business person could be investing in other areas, but many times I have found in my consultancy, they're not investing in their own personal growth.
Right.
So they're trying to get better results, but they're not investing in themselves. They don't realize that they are their greatest asset. They are the business greatest asset. And that's what corporate does. Corporate recognizes that the people at the executive level, they are the greatest assets of the company, because so they invest heavily in training. Individual small business owners don't have that culture. So we want to encourage them to invest in their own personal growth and development. And I can guarantee you they're going to have a great year if they choose to invest in their growth.
And for all the years you've been doing this, I know this particular event has taken place over the past 6 years, you mentioned.
Yes.
Have you noticed a shift in terms of how people receive this information, how they're open to it, especially, and I'm happy you mentioned the pandemic environment. And is it that you see people perhaps are more keen now to develop themselves in this way?
Yeah, it's a big shake. People are going back to the foundational values of life, and they're beginning to realize that the things that were on the periphery, the bright, shiny objects that distracted us in life, they're realizing that they need to go back to the fundamentals. And many people are realizing it starts with me. They're learning to take care of themselves. They're just... we've been through so much, and there's been so much introspection in that lockdown time, and I believe that people are coming back stronger, more innovative, and there's a desire to be in-person training. So that's why we are at the Hyatt Regency, and since we started till now, what we have seen is an uptick as far as registrations. So someone may have brought, let's say, maybe 3 executives. Then the next year they might have brought 5, or someone might have come by themselves, an individual attendee. Next time they want to bring 3 people. So this year I've had a group called, they want 25 seats, for example. That's a great response, and some are asking for even 15. Some are asking for 10 seats. A table is just 8 seats, so
right.
I mean we can do this, and we have a beautiful setting in the Hyatt Regency Ballroom, and this is all, if you're listening, this is all taking place on the 7th of October at the Hyatt Regency. And you know one of the great things we also have that I must say, Ardeen, is that we have a chance. Those who register, they have a chance to win an overnight stay for 2 at the Hyatt, as well as several other prizes that we will be giving away on the day itself.
Fantastic. And so is there a tiered system of payment or costing based on the people attending? Because you mentioned NGOs as well, this being very valuable for them.
Yes. So what we have is we have different level packages that are really significant. On the corporate group side, we have VIP Platinum, VIP Gold, VIP Silver packages, and they all have special benefits that are beyond the event itself, because we want a partner. We see Success Training Systems, we are Trinidad and Tobago's training partner. So we want to be your friend, your partner, even after the event. And so those packages are for groups, but we also have individual packages that are also VIP Gold, Silver, Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze.
Okay.
And then we also have packages that include, all of these include what we call a power lunch, because so we have John C. Maxwell and a stellar lineup of speakers that will be on stage coming in from Atlanta, right? So they are on screen, on stage from Atlanta, and they will be with us. But then we break for lunch. We call it a power lunch and Q&A. That's one of our signature local content part of the event. So this year, we have some amazing people who will be on stage. We have Gabriel Faria, former CEO of the Trinidad and Tobago Industrial Chamber of Commerce, and we also have Dr. Louis Nurse, and we have myself. We also have some really, really, really phenomenal people that always are at our events. We have Aaliyah Hamill-Smith, and she's a phenomenal lady. She's an attorney at law, but she's also created this app, and I want the audience to hear about it. That's really taken Trinidad by storm. So all of the people on the leadership panel, we have power lunch, which is a buffet lunch, lovely buffet lunch planned. Then we go into a Q&A time and a lively discussion with the panelists. And the panelists are all local professionals, people who have excelled in their field, people who have done well. We always have a woman in business or professional life every year. And this year it's Aaliyah Hamel-Smith. We also always try to have someone coming in with experience also in from one of the chambers. We also try to have someone coming in from the energy sector. So each year we try to have some really great speakers as our panelists for the Power Lunch. So in terms of NGOs, there are prices that are, if someone doesn't want to participate in that aspect. So the price, as you said, there's a tier system, student pricing, individual attendee without lunch, and then of course we have those who want to stay and spend the whole day with us from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And where can folks go to register?
Successtrainingonline.net. That's the best place, successtrainingonline.net. As well as they can call the numbers 743-6343. That number is on the ad as well, 743-6343, and 479-5771. 479-5771. So you get to participate. Call and ask any question you have, and we will be very, very happy to answer all your questions. The great thing too is that you might be listening and you might be saying, well, listen, I'm already booked for that day, but you could think about someone that maybe you're saying they should be in the room. I know I do this all the time for my team, so I'm always recommending things for them. So you could do that for people in your life that you want to add value to. Just spread the word around. This is for everyone, not just the big companies, it's not just corporate groups, but it's for every single person who wants to grow their leadership. They want to get in an environment of growth. They want to develop their leadership. They want their tomorrows to be better. As I said earlier, and growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow gets better. And in this environment, Ardeen, we want to be growing our leadership. The budget just came out, and people are, well, how do I respond to that growth? You have a growth mindset. You're going to see opportunities way beyond what was presented as maybe difficulties in the budget.
And as we wind down on our interview, Joseph, I'm just wondering if there's one thing you'd like to leave. I mean, that is also quite an interesting sort of maxim you've presented with respect to growth and securing a better tomorrow. But is there something you would leave with our audience in terms of the importance of addressing mindset? And, it's great to go to a conference of this kind and get the energy, being in community with like-minded folks. But what happens after that? So is there something you can leave with our listeners, perhaps, to get them thinking along this path?
Yes. Well, I think that mindset is a great thing, and we found that the science proves that research has proven that people learn more from what they see than what they hear, and that's why when you see John Maxwell on stage, when you're in the presence of people like Dr. Eric Thomas, Patrick Lencioni, Dr. Tim Elmore, Doris Kearns Goodwin, you're a visual. There are people who still remember the visuals that we've had on stage with our previous year's speakers. They still remember it so vividly. And we've had people like Simon Sinek. So in terms of continuity, there is that mentorship element. And that's why Success Training Systems, I am not just a co-host for the event. I'm also an executive program leader on the John Maxwell Leadership Certified team. And that's very critical. So I am on the ground. In other words, John Maxwell has a person in Trinidad that is, that I am that executive program leader, so people can come to me and access me, and that's what we are here for. We want to continue the journey. Mindset, to me, the biggest thing that has changed my mindset and influenced my mindset is finding your tribe. getting into that space where you could find your tribe, because people are influenced one way or the other, and getting into an environment of vision, getting into a growth-minded environment is critical. And I believe that myself, my team, we represent a great tribe here in Trinidad, a local tribe.
And that's important.
and you get into that environment, let me tell you something, the sky is the limit to you, because you will be with growth-minded individuals. You'll be with John Maxwell is regarded as the world's #1 leadership guru, and he's produced more material in leadership than any other human being. He's in the Amazon Hall of Fame. He has many, many accolades, and he keeps producing more and more. And I think that when he's on stage, when I see him on stage, and when I'm with him in the live events that I would attend in training, he's just so generous, and he shares things that just one principle can do a complete shift in the way you think about yourself, the way you think about business, the way you think about team. So for example, there's the concept that one is too small a number. This is mindset. You ask about mindset. One is too small of a number to achieve greatness. So solopreneurs, you're by yourself. There are lots of people in our local space think that, I don't need any friend. I don't need any partners. I don't need nobody to be with me. I'm doing this by myself. There's a by myself journey. Well, John Maxwell has said it very clearly. One, that'll shift your mindset. Is too small a number to achieve greatness. That will, and that has done it for me. So I now reach for partners. I am a door opener to people. I'm a connector. I'm a collaborator because of that. And that's the value of Live2Lead 2022 at the Hyatt Regency, Port of Spain, 7th of October 2022. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the room. We have some seats available still. We've done very well with our table bookings and seat sales, so you have a chance that you could be in the room. That's a great question that you presented to me, Ardeen, and thank you so much for having me on the program this morning. It's great connecting with your audience. It's great being here in the i95.5 studio. This is home to us, and we very much appreciate spending time with you today.
Thank you, and thank you for emphasizing the value of connection and collaboration. I rely very heavily on those myself, so I can certainly relate. And thank you for all the good work that you're doing to elevate the folks who are charged with the responsibility to lead in so many different areas, not just business or one specific thing, but there's so many areas I think we can all benefit from. Yes. Improved leadership.
Yes.
Period.
And that's so awesome. Yes. Many people can benefit, and how well you lead Trinidad and Tobago is how well you succeed. And everyone, these are my closing comments, everyone can learn to lead, and everyone should live to lead. So I look forward to seeing you in the room.
Thank you very much, Joseph. It's been a pleasure. Again, that event, Live2Lead, it takes place on October 7th, and you can go to Success Training Systems Online. SuccessTrainingOnline.net to register and to get more information.
Yes, and you can call the numbers that will come up on the ad right about now.
All right, folks, stick around with us. We'll be back.
All right.
The 8th annual Live2Lead live global simulcast with John C. Maxwell is here. A leadership training and development day.
You see, the only thing you got to worry about tomorrow is making sure that you make today count.
Hosted by Success Training Systems. Friday, October 7th, Hyatt Regency Ballroom. Live2Lead 2022. Learn from John C. Maxwell, Patrick Lencioni, Dr. Tim Elmore, and other world-class leaders. Friday, October 7th, Hyatt Regency Ballroom. Only $895. Register now at local host site SuccessTrainingOnline.net. For info, call 479-5771 or 743-6343.
You and I were created to make a difference.